1.2 is not bad. Hey guys, it's Chuck from Urban Marksman again. Today I'm going to be going into the 1911. This one is made by Colt, or so it says right there. There's a lot of 1911s out there, especially for airsoft. There's some made by the company called Firepower, Red Jacket, Crossman, a lot out there. But I've had this one for a couple years, and it's my favorite out of all of them. It's not the most accurate one, but I still like it. It has a metal slide, classic safety switch, decent grips, and it has some real weight. It has 2 weights in the grip, drop-free magazine, which is nice. This one's not loaded, if you can tell, but one drawback with it: the part of the safety mechanism right there, not well made. I mean, it functions right, but not well made. Because if you're a little too rough with the gun, that pin right there will pop out and will probably be followed by the spring that's inside there. Now, it's an easy fix if you know what you're doing, but getting the replacement parts is... you'd have to have a whole nother 1911 model airsoft gun, and that has the same safety mechanism. I have one 1911 that I did not bring outside with me. It's made by it's either Red Jacket or Firepower. I believe it's Firepower, and it has a completely different safety mechanism. And I'm actually gonna put 2 rounds in this magazine while I'm talking to you guys real quick. But yeah, I didn't bring it outside because of that. Plus, I lost the magazine for it, and which sucks. Everybody hates losing magazines for their airsoft guns. But another fun fact about this gun: this lower piece, the where the trigger assembly is and whatnot, it's not the original piece. And yes, the slide can come off, and you can see all the working guts in it, which is pretty cool in my opinion. And I actually saw a YouTube video about how to take the slide off and do a mod on it, which is a pretty cool mod. Which this is the only 1911 model airsoft gun that I could do this mod on. But if you can see that screw right there, there's another one on the other side. Once you get the slide off, and it's ridiculously easy to get the slide off, you'd be surprised. I was. You unscrew those screws, you take out that back piece, and you're able to access the firing spring, which, when you cock back, don't do what I just did, guys. I just screwed up this safety. And actually, I might be able to salvage this. And you'll see exactly how to take apart this. You have to make sure it's not ready to fire, actually take it apart. But see? Easy to take apart. And I'm just going to throw that in my pocket real quick so I can fix the safety. And that was the easiest fix ever. But as I was saying, this lower piece is not the original lower piece for this gun. But yes, this grip and this side of the grip are original pieces, and the 2 weights inside are original. Plus, this slide is the original slide and working guts. But I'm gonna go ahead and put this back on And some 1911 models you have to hold back to be able to put this pin back in. But the mod I did was I took this back piece off. Actually, that will show you better like this. I took this back piece off by unscrewing those two screws. I took out that spring. I'm not sure if you can see it. I have a clear gun, which I'll show you in a second, where you can see the spring better. But I basically stretched out this spring. And I don't have a tool to measure it, but I saw a video on YouTube that said basically if you did that and got the spring back into the gun without losing it or further damaging the gun, which I didn't really damage it, but if you can get the spring back into the gun without damaging the gun itself, then the stretched out spring will give the gun more FPS, which I don't have a FPS measure, which I'm not sure if how much they cost, but if you know how much it costs, leave a comment in the below, and with any luck I'll read it, which I might completely obsess with the comments. And yes, it's quite hot. It's the middle of July and it's humid as hell out right now. But I did the mod. I fired a couple of shots, as you saw at the beginning of the video, and the gun works great. And that mod actually did something that's surprising. For my favorite gun, this didn't have that great of accuracy. And I'm going to actually do a further test later on at some point to actually determine its accuracy. And that's with just me, no one else shooting it, but I have about 9 guns. That's not including this one. All done up. I know exactly what's the accuracy for each one. Like this 1911, it's made by Red Jacket, and it's got phenomenal accuracy. I have a 99% hit rate with this gun, and as you can see, it's missing that pin. It's also missing the spring that's behind that pin, but the still works right. Except I did a dry fire, which I hate doing on guns because I've heard that it messes with the insides, and I don't like doing that. But however, this is a completely different gun. Same thing as the one I just put down. It's missing that pin, missing that spring. But if you can see that serial code, that's a very important serial code, because that serial code goes with this gun. This is the original. This lower is the original lower for this gun. I just took out the important pieces, put it on that lower, and then put that slide on that lower, which, I mean, pretty cool for me. And I did all that in under 5 minutes. So if you have your favorite 1911 and you want to fix the safety, and because the safety broke, and you have another 1911 that's not so great, you don't really like it, but the safety works, you can literally pop that mechanism down, pull out the pin, slide off the gun. Now, like I said, I have the clear model. That's the spring I pulled out of my metal one, and I stretched it out, and you can clearly tell when you're trying to put it back together that it's stretched out because it doesn't fit the same way it fit into the gun beforehand. And yeah, it doesn't have the safety switch, but these 1911s are ridiculously easy to take apart in under 5 seconds. Then you can put them back together in the same amount of time. Now, I wanted to get to a test of how fast I can shoot 2 rounds through this gun and then take this slide off, switch it with this one, and this one's very accurate, and then shoot 2 rounds through this. But before I get to that, I want to show you guys what happens when you try to fire a 1911 without that pin. And it will stay on, the slide will stay on no matter what you do when it's cocked back. But as soon as you try to fire it, the slide goes completely forward. And I wouldn't recommend doing that to anyone, because that could screw up the gun. You can lose shit, it could explode on you, I don't know. But bad things could happen. Who knows? But like I said, I'm gonna get to that test, see how fast I can do it. I'm trying to do it in under 30 seconds, so if you don't believe I can do it, pause the video right now, think how long it'll take me, and I'm honestly, with all pun intended, shooting for 30 seconds. So if you don't believe I can do it, pause it. Whether you believe I can do it or not, pause the video right now, leave a comment in if to say you can that I can do it or not, and leave a comment in how long it takes me. And you guys can obviously tell how long it takes me. You guys get to sit there and watch me do this. Magazine 1. Magazine and slide through. So I missed the majority of the time. It's because I was trying to shoot fairly fast, but that seemed like 15 to 20 seconds. So if that's the case, I won the bet. I'm not asking for anything, but oh, wrong thing. That would be my vape. Surprisingly enough, if you had told me about 6 months ago that I would quit smoking cigarettes and go to a vape, I wouldn't believe you at all. I'd probably laugh in your face. But I'm vaping now, and I haven't smoked a cigarette in about 3 weeks today. So I've made about a month. Longest period of time without a cigarette I've ever gone. I surprised myself. Like I said, if you told me 6 months ago that I quit smoking cigarettes, I would probably laugh in your face. Right now, I'm going to do a quick accuracy test. I have a couple mags loaded up, and I'm just going to see what I get out of this wadded slide. Or gun out. I'm shooting about from 50 feet, so, which is what on average, what I shoot from when I'm doing accuracy. If you couldn't tell, this gun shoots really high.